Hi, my name's Kent Winward. I'm one of the attorneys here at the bankruptcy firm. The other attorney is Abraham O. Smoot VII. We call him Sieben, which is the German number 7. So when you're the 7th in line, I guess that's why we do it. I'm doing a video because I've been really missing meeting with my clients since COVID started. We've been doing everything by video, and I'm trying to explain things over the phone. And it's just hard to explain something complex like bankruptcy when you're wearing a mask. It just doesn't work very well. I have my mask right here. As you can see, makes it really hard to tell people about bankruptcy when you're wearing a mask. So the hell with masks. I'm just going to tell you how bankruptcy works, and then we can maybe, let it stop. Okay, so it stopped. So normally when I meet with my clients, I like to tell them exactly how bankruptcy operates and how it works. So I thought, hey, I'll just do a video so I can send you a link. You can look at it. You can see how bankruptcy works and understand what we can do for you. It's not ideal. I'd much rather have you sitting over here. But as you can see, it's empty. Yeah, that was nauseating. Anyway, let me do what I normally do with my clients, and we'll just do it this way. Oh, it's backwards. Boy, this is like degree of difficulty that I don't know, but God, I hadn't planned on the video doing it backwards, but I think it'll still work. Basically, this is our timeline here. So we're going to be marching across the timeline. Most of my clients come into my office. They're sad because everybody wants their money that they don't have. It's like a pack of wild dogs chasing them, wanting their money, wanting them to do something, wanting them to pay what they can't have. We have repossessions, garnishments, foreclosures, tax debt, everything, and everybody's coming after them. So what we do is we file a bankruptcy. As soon as we file that bankruptcy, we're going to put up a wall. And this wall we call the automatic stay. And it's automatic because the wall goes up automatically when we file. It's a stay because your creditors are all dogs and we need to tell them to stay and not chase you anymore. So you get over here, everything gets quiet. So that's the first thing that everybody wants from me is the automatic stay. Now the law is going to give us two different ways to get out of all of your debt. One is a Chapter 7 for a consumer, and the other is a Chapter 13. Chapter 7 is based off of your property. Chapter 13 is based off of your income. Which one you're eligible for really depends on, almost everybody's eligible for a Chapter 7, although the impacts can be different. Chapter 13 works based off of your income. Depending on how much you make can dictate how much you have to pay back. So basically, when we file a Chapter 7, when we file the case, everything that you own goes into the bankruptcy estate. The trustees appointed over the estate to see if any of your property can be turned into cash to pay back your creditors. You get to keep everything that is exempt or has no value. For most of my clients, they get to keep everything they have. One thing that the trustees love to take are tax refunds. So if you have a big tax refund coming, Chapter 7 this time of year may not be your best option. Here's a list of everything that's exempt that you get to keep. all your clothing, all your beds and bedding, refrigerator, washer, dryer, stove, microwave, freezer, sewing machine, a year's supply worth of provisions, $3,000 equity in a car, $5,000 for tools of your trade, $42,700 equity in a house, qualified retirement plans. There's a whole bunch of stuff that is exempt. Our job is to try and keep this amount as low as possible, let you keep everything that's exempt, and wipe out all the debt. That's what Chapter 7 is doing. In Chapter 13, it works a little bit differently. We take your income, we subtract what you need to live off of, and come up with a monthly payment. For a household of, say, like 3 or 4 people, as long as you're making under $80,000 a year, you need all of your income to survive. So this payment we make to the bankruptcy trustee, they'll pay my fees. The trustee will take a fee. We will pay car loans. We can pay what you're behind on a house. We can pay any back taxes you owe. And everything else we try and keep as close to nothing as possible. You have to pay, remember this one from grade school, the same or more than creditors would have received in Chapter 7. The good news is the Chapter 7 trustee's fee is pretty high, and the Chapter 13 trustee's fee is less. So we get to calculate off what the creditors would have received, so you can actually save some money if you have assets that need to be protected in Chapter 13. Another thing that Chapter 13 will let us do is certain divorce debt you can get rid of in Chapter 13 that you cannot get rid of in Chapter 7. We can also pay back child support in Chapter 13. It's much cheaper to get into Chapter 13 than it is to Chapter 7 as well, because all we need is the filing fee and the credit report fees to get you filed. That's basically how the 2 different types of bankruptcy work. We'll have a creditors meeting about 30 to 45 days after we file. Right now, those are either telephonic or video conferencing. They're wonderfully misnamed meetings because creditors never go to them. The trustee will be there and ask you questions. If it's a Chapter 7, they're going to ask you about your property. If it's a Chapter 13, they're going to ask you mostly about your income. In the Chapter 7, 2 months after the creditors meeting, you will get a discharge order. That's an order from the court that all of this debt is dishonorably discharged out of your life, and you become a happy, smiley stick figure. In Chapter 13, we have a confirmation order, or a confirmation hearing, and that's when this plan is approved, and when you pay out that entire plan, you get a discharge order that wipes out all the debt, and your cars are paid off, your house is current, everything's fixed. So that's basically how bankruptcy works. And that's what I try and explain to my clients every time they come in. And I don't get to do that anymore because of my video thing doesn't work. Oh, that's not quite right. Okay, so cut off the top of my head. There we go. So that's really how bankruptcy works. I'm happy to answer any of your questions. Text us, call us. Texting works better because I can do that at all different times. I can send you a link for the checklist of everything that we need, and bottom line, we can get this all taken care of for you. Strange times, but the bankruptcy law hasn't changed, and we can still help get you that relief. I think one of the things that I've missed the most is seeing the relief in my clients' faces when they leave. I don't get to see that much anymore, and it's too bad. But we'll get through this. We'll get through it however we need to do it, whether it's online or over the phone. But please, if you have any questions, let me know. We can help you. And thanks for watching. And don't forget to wear your masks. Thanks.